Hi guys, I'm Alan. Welcome back to my channel with another video, and also thanks for the new subscribers. Today's video, I just got me some new heat transfer paper for dark color shirts, because you know I'm always in the market for heat transfer paper, ink, all kind of stuff. Alright, so one thing I'm gonna tell you guys, keep sharing, keep liking, keep watching, and I'm gonna keep making. Alright, because I have a few of you guys asking me, how long does the heat transfer paper last? How long the ink, how many washes, or stuff like. Heat transfer paper do not last long, so that's one thing you should keep in mind. Not all. It is a few heat transfer paper that last longer than other, but you just gotta keep trying different methods just for you to make it work. Because the reason why I say that, I've been using a few heat transfer paper that I never had problem with. They haven't cracked after 3, 4, 5 washes. Like if you're looking at this shirt here, see this shirt that I had already made like it's been a couple months. And I already washed this shirt by like 4 or 5 times. And as you guys can see, there's no crack, there's no peel, and the color still remain pretty much, it's just gonna remain not the same, but it's still bright. It's still coming out pretty good. All right, that's the reason why I say a few heat transfer. And the heat transfer paper, it's like, that was the 3G whole pack. I never forget that. 3G whole pack with dye sublimations on there, okay? So that's what I keep buying different heat transfer paper, because I got a lot of good review about the heat transfer paper. A lot of people talk about it, and I decided to try it for myself, and I decided to make the video in case if you guys want to try it out too. And I'm gonna put the link on the descriptions, and if you guys want to try it, and the good thing about buying heat transfer paper, every time they come with instructions, is always good. As you can see, the instruction is on top over here. So let me just, instead of read it, let me just put it in front of the camera so you guys could just see application, print, dye, and pigment. You know, just so you know, I got my 2 printers, my Epson Workforce 7710, my Epson Workforce 7720, pigment inks, and dye sublimation. So that's exactly what I'm about to do. I'm gonna print one of those sheets with my pigment inks, and I'm gonna print another one with my dye sublimation. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna print them, press them, so we could see the difference, how they come out. And like I said, every time you buying heat transfer paper, vinyl, inks, every time they come with instruction, that's the best things they could ever done. Send out the instruction. But not all kind of instructions that come with inks and dye sublimation paper that actually work. You gotta make it work yourself. There's a certain things that you're gonna have to do to make it work. All right, so this design here you're looking, this is the one I'm gonna print out. So no cut, no horizontally. I'm not gonna flip no images, because that heat transfer paper is for dark color shirts. Okay, I'm not going through the trace process. Or what I'm gonna do is print the entire design on a heat transfer paper, and then I apply it to the shirts. All right, so like I said, some of you guys been asking me about heat transfer paper, inks, pigment. Every time you like try it yourself, is always good. And always take notes. Okay, take notes, the temperature, heat transfer paper, the date and time, and let the shirt sit there. And after a while, go back and look at how if it's blurry, if it's fade, all kind of stuff. Because after a while, you could start seeing different things going to the shirts and stuff. So that's the reason why I always trying to make a lot of shirts, just let them sit there, and after a while go back to it and see how the ink react to it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, always before we get started, make sure you subscribe on the channel, you know, the notification button, so every time we post out a video, you could notice that. All right, I know it's been a while, but I'm also trying to work on different things. I got my movies coming out. I'm working on my scripts, get my actors together, and that's the reason why it probably taking me a little while. But like I said, I'm with you guys, and every time I come across anything, I'm gonna share with you guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and print out, use my heat transfer paper, and I'm gonna print it out on my Epson Workforce 7710, which is the pigment inks, and I'm gonna also print it out on my Epson Workforce 7720. So this design here is already set up here, so I'm just gonna go in the printer. Okay, it's already there. Just go paper setup. US letter borderless, that already set. And I'm just gonna go ahead and print. Okay, everything is already set. So all right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and load my heat transfer paper on my printer. Okay, all right guys, so now I'm done printing the design. So let me show you guys how does it come out. So as you guys can see here, this is my dye ink, my dye sublimation ink. As you guys can see how the color look, you know, dye sublimation ink always, you know, combine with heat for it to get the brilliant colors here. So this is why the color look like this here. So let me show you the one with the pigment inks. Okay, so this is the one with pigment inks here. If you look, there's two different. You see the pigment inks kind of look brilliant, look brighter than the one with the dye sublimation. And if you guys pay attention, you see the slides kind of white. So that's due to ink, not the printer. So I know the ink that I'm using on that printer is like some kind of, you know, basic pigment ink. So I know not to buy this ink no more. So I'm gonna show you guys another one that I print with the same printer, which is the pigment inks. You see there's no slide on the side or anything, but it's like there's a little slide on the picture, but it's not affected, you know what I'm saying, compared to that one here. So those two you're looking here, this is my pigment inks printer, my Epson Workforce 7710, and this is those two is my Epson Workforce 7710 pigment ink that I'm using. You see how the color look on there is actually looking nice, but I know this is some cheap ink that I'm using, so I know not to buy the ink no more. Okay, because of this, it shouldn't be happening. Okay, and if you look on my dye sublimation, you don't see no kind of slide or anything, no nothing, no residue, no nothing. Everything come out perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and heat press and apply it on the shirt, and we're gonna see how the color gonna look, and then we're gonna see how brilliant the design gonna be on the shirt. So before we get started, remember this is that's the dark color shirt. There's always something on the back that you gotta peel. Okay, so let me show you guys how you gonna do it. Let's put the camera down here. So what you need to do, this is the one from dye sublimation. You gotta go there. Okay, you gotta remove the paper on the back of it. There you go. Just be careful not to fold or rip your design. Okay, always do it on the side, right? I could feel the quality of that paper is actually nice, and it's not heavy like those, like the 3G opaque, the two. I could feel that one here is actually thinner than the opaque 3G. It's kind of, yeah, it's lighter than the opaque 3G. Guys, so there you go. This is the finished products here. So let me show it to you guys again after I pressed it here. There you go. I don't know if you guys could tell the difference, the pigment inks and dye sublimations. But let's say if I had cut the background like I always do, if I had cut the background, it would have been kind of hard to tell the difference, but I could feel that that paper worked better with pigment X. Okay, you see the color that's in the pigment X here. The color is actually the color that's in the computer. But if you look the dye sublimations here, I mean, ain't nothing really wrong with it, but the color that's in the background kind of look not the same, and it's more pure, you know, it's more darker than the pigment X. Their color from the dye sublimation is a little darker than the pigment X. The pigment look more brighter than the dye sublimation. But if I had cut the background, took the background like the building on the back of Santa, you know, it would have been a different game changer here. So I kind of like both of them, how the inks kind of react to the paper. So we just gonna, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put them sit somewhere, and then after a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna go back to it and see how the color if it's gonna be like bleed, or if it's gonna fade, or if it's gonna be blurry. Those are the three things you need to look for when you finish a shirt. But for now, actually, I like both of them. But the pigment inks is actually the color, exact color that's in the computer. Okay, so there you go, and everything kind of look just pretty good. All right, so this is what I wanted to show with you guys. I'm gonna put the link on the description in case if you guys want to try out the heat transfer paper, and you guys could go ahead and do so. All right, so this is it. Thank you, and thanks for watching.